and they gave me the picture of my embryo, and
hear your voice. You got me on a natural high. It's almost like I didn't even have a choice. You are a beautiful.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here today, my name's Braid. I talk about self-care, lifestyle, beauty and general life hacks. I upload every Tuesdays and every Sundays. Can be a day here off here and there. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification button so you get notified every time I upload a video. And if you like this content today, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and yeah, let's get right into it. Right, we're gonna talk about something very serious today. So I did promise you guys that it's going to be a video where I talk about self-care, and part of the self-care journey and process is to be open and honest. And I personally not very good at what face-to-face, you know, talking to people about things that I go through. However, weirdly enough, I find it very therapeutic talking to well, you guys. Infertility. Whew, the emotions that you go through. Okay, so my story started, I want to, oh God, how long ago was, I believe it was 3 to 4 years ago, was when I finally decided that, okay, I'm ready to have kids and, you know, let's go for it. At that point, I was 34. No, was it 5 years ago? Yeah, I started when I was 34 basically. But just to take it back a little bit further. When I finished uni and I started working, joined the workforce, I was very adamant that I wanted to build a career. For me, my career was my number one priority, and nothing was gonna stand in my way. And you know, you kind of you think about, you don't really think about the fact that, you know, when you're ready, it might not necessarily happen for you. You just automatically think, you know, you finish uni, and I know it's a bit naive, I know that, you know, I know people these days aren't silly, you know, you should really research into it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, because, you know, I want, you know, any girl out there who would potentially want children later on in life, to just be smart and do her own research on it. And yeah, we tried for about 1.5 years, and lo and behold, no baby. Oh, I can laugh about it now, or but yeah, it's been a real struggle. So anyway, then I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna go and get tested. I'm gonna get tested because, you know, I looked into a few things, and one of the things they say is if you've been trying for over 1 year and a bit, you should go and get tested, especially if you're at a certain age. So I went to get tested, and waited for the results, got the letter through. I remember that day so vividly. When I got that letter, I was sat on the couch, my husband was working away at the time, and I got the letter and I opened it up, and it was like an A4, all these jargon, and the thing that literally broke me was the it basically said that my AMH, which is anti-malarial hormone, was pretty much non-existent. I can't remember the figures right now, but I'll put it up on the screen somewhere so you guys can see. But it's pretty much non-existent. And basically what that meant was that I was going through early menopause. Early menopause at the age of 34, 35. Early menopause. It broke me. Like, I literally, it broke me in that moment. I remember trying to cry, but I couldn't even, like, it was such a deep, pain. Anyway, went through the motions, called my husband, went through motions, a couple of months went by, and then, not a couple of months, a couple of weeks went by, you know, I had to go through the crying and the, not believing it, spoke to my family spoke to my mum specifically about it, and then I thought, right, okay, so right, what's the next step? Come on. Because I'm the kind of person who, things will, see how to talk about this, things will knock you down, things will knock me down, and I'll be down for a little bit, but eventually I'll go, right, come on, what's next? So that's what I did. I thought, okay, right, so what's next? So then I started looking into the IVF route. So I thought, okay, so IVF, there's obviously an option for me. Let's see what happens. In the UK, you get one IVF treatment per couple. So I registered, and because of my age, I got it quite quickly. So I went through the process quite quickly. I'm not going to go through detail of what IVF is, because really, research it. Just put it in Google, put it into YouTube. There's so many videos about IVF and exactly the process. It's not something I want to talk about first thing in the morning. So I had my first IVF treatment here in the UK. And the whole process took, I think it was, it took about 3 months from start to finish. And basically, long and short of it was that I did all the hormones, I did all the injections, and they were able to retrieve some eggs to fertilize. However, the egg count, because my egg count is very low, and that's what AMH is, basically means, and when you're going through early menopause, it basically means that your body is not producing that many eggs for your age. So as a woman, do a bit of biology here. I failed biology, but I do a bit of biology here. As a woman, when you're born with the amount of eggs you're going to have for the rest of your life. And then what happens is, over time, as you age, your egg count just decreases, it depletes. So you cannot get the egg, you cannot create eggs. You're born with the amount you're gonna have, and that's that. So it basically meant that my body was just, either I wasn't born with enough eggs, or it was just popping them out somehow. It was just there around, was just getting rid of them. Where was I? Oh yeah, so they managed to retrieve some eggs. Wasn't quite enough that they should have, or they could have, because of what was going through, and none of the eggs fertilized. Basically, none of the eggs, they didn't become embryos, so it was a waste. So that was that. Then cut to a year later, because I thought, okay, I'm going to give my body a bit of a rest, because when you go through IVF, there's so much that's pumped into you. I mean, it's hard thinking about how much drugs you pump into your body, which is not necessarily good for you, but it's what people do, and it's what works, or in my case didn't work. Fast forward a year later, I thought I'm going to try it again, but however, like I said, because you can only get it once on the NHS in the UK, I had to pay for it. We had to pay for it. So then I started looking at options here in the UK to IVF, and let me tell you, it's a mortgage. Like, it basically wasn't affordable. Where we were looking into from 10 grand upwards, and there was no way. So chose to do to go abroad for it. So we specifically chose Europe, and specifically Prague for it. So the second IVF attempt was in Prague. Went out there for the initial consultation. They check everything, Then they write you the program, or they talk you through the program, what you're gonna have to go through, and then they plan the date where you can come and stay. And basically, the second stay was across 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks, they were able to do everything from basically all the process from IVF. Like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail. And the second time round was pretty much the same. So the first time I had IVF, they retrieved 2 eggs. The second time round, it was 3. So I thought, yes, more of a chance, Okay. just to be called the next day, the next couple of days, that the eggs didn't fertilize yet again. So that was a dud. Again, that broke me. I can't tell you what was going through my mind. It was tough. It was tough. It was really, really tough. It was tough. Then I thought, right, okay, attempt number 3. This is again after another year. Well, it's not even after another year. Literally a few months after the first failure, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go for it again. Come on, you're resilient. You can do this. Come on, we can do this. But I thought, I'm gonna change my strategy a little bit. I'm gonna try something different. So I started really going down the route of alternative natural therapy. And what I mean by that was looking at my diet, looking at what I was missing in my body, like what supplements I needed to get in my body as a woman for me to be able to produce healthy eggs. Because at this point, the problem was that I wasn't producing healthy eggs. That was, and that's why it wasn't fertilizing. So yeah, and then I looked at acupuncture as well. Massively did loads of research into acupuncture. Like literally, my life was all about fertility, IVF. Like it took over my life. It was constant. So then, so one of the main things I came across was that for the life cycle of an egg is 90 days. So from the point when the egg is released, it goes through the cycle of 90 days. So those 90 days, 3 months, is very crucial in the egg development. So what they say, and what I found out was that everything that you need to be doing before they harvest that egg, I hate that word harvest, but it is what it is, they do harvest it. You have to start 90 days before. So I started doing acupuncture once a week. I started taking loads of different remedies. If I remember, I'll list out all the supplements that I took that I was recommended at the time, and the things that my body was missing. You know, I went to a what do you call them? Oh, I can't remember the word. Anyway, I'll try to link it down below. And yes, that acupuncture was quite painful. But you know, I quite enjoyed it because it did relax me a lot as well. And the main thing that acupuncture basically does is to increase the blood flow to your ovaries, to create a healthy environment for when the egg is released, or when the egg is going through the release cycle. And so there's things that they found out, you know, about my body, about me through my acupuncture process, which I had to correct. So anyway, moving on to the third procedure. Again, went back to Prague because that was one of the cheapest places we found, and it had really, really good reviews. So yeah, went back there after the 3 to 4 months, did the whole process again. This time round, they only retrieved 1 egg. I remember waking up after the anesthesia wore off, and I woke up, and the doctor comes into the room, and she tells you straight away, oh, da, 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 you know, went well, and it tells you how many eggs, and she told me 1 egg. Ooh, my heart sank again. My heart literally sank, because I thought, oh my God, 1 egg, like, it didn't happen when I had 3, it didn't happen when I had 2, what's gonna happen with 1? So when they leave a room, and then you're left there with your thoughts. So yet again, I was left with my thoughts, and I just thought, this is tough. But I kept going because, you know, it's not the end of the road yet. So I then got a phone call 24 to 48 hours later, I believe, which I was so surprised about, and that was basically to say that the egg fertilized. I had to sit down. I was on the high street in Prague by myself, because at that point my husband couldn't come with me, because he was working, and oh my God, the feeling, I sat down, I'm so happy. So I was like, yes, 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 yes. So we've jumped past that first hurdle that we did the last 2 times. So I was like, yeah, great. This is amazing. I was so pumped, so enthusiastic, feeling positive. I was like, yes, it's all going to be amazing. And then the next few days after the egg first fertilized are the crucial, because it goes through a process of dividing its cells, and the number of cells will determine how healthy that egg is. So basically, towards the end of close to when they would then transfer the egg back into me, the egg was doing amazingly well. My one little embryo was doing so well. I was so happy, and then so I went in and did the transfer. It all went really well, and they gave me the picture of my embryo, and it was the best feeling ever, because I'd obviously up until that point I'd never seen anything that was a combination of me and my husband. And you know, looking at that little blip, black and white grey blip on a piece of paper, and that's potentially your baby. Oh, whew, sorry. And the feeling was just amazing. So anyway, I got the piece of paper. They did the transfer. I came back home. I was showing my husband's husband's parents. Showed my mum. I was gonna frame it. I was so happy. It was like, oh my god! Like, we got to the stage. Like, I showed my husband. Obviously, my husband first before I showed anybody else. Look at what we made. Like, this is our little thing, and look, this is our little thing. You have to then wait 2 weeks before you do the pregnancy test. Obviously, because I was so pumped, I'm so excited that, you know, oh my god, potentially this could happen for us. I'd read a few places. I've read in a few places that said, a few women that basically said that you can test early because they got their test results positive early. So, but I do recommend not to test early, so don't raise your hopes. But I tested early, probably about a week and a half after the transfer I tested, and it was negative. I thought, okay, fine, it's not 2 weeks yet, it hasn't quite attached to me. And I was very careful. I made sure my stress levels weren't high, because one of the biggest things that causes infertility is stress. Is stress. And yeah, stress level went high. I was taking all the right medication. I went to my natural therapist, and they recommend a few things that you can take to help, you know, nourish your body so that the egg will, you know, attach and, you know, become one. But after the 2 weeks, I tested. Nothing. I tested again. Nothing. I bought every kind of test kit you can find out there. I tried everything, and it didn't. Yeah, she didn't stay in there, or he didn't stay in there. And this last time, I didn't cry as much as I did the first 2 times, because I think it was more of a shock, and I was more in I was in major shock, and yeah, I didn't cry, and I didn't let out the emotion the way I should have let it out. But what it did do eventually was, you know, really affected me mentally, like massively affected me mentally. My, you know, the ability, when I anyway specifically think that I can't do my role, you know, as a woman, you know, not my role as a woman, that's not the right word to say, but, you know, something that my body should be able to do, my body wasn't doing. And yeah, that affected me in many ways, and, you know, it really contributed to a lot of my mental breakdowns. And the fact that I didn't really talk about it, and I didn't vocalize it, I didn't let it out, you know, it really affected me. So that is basically where we're at today. I'm now, like I said, I'm now 39. My chances are pretty much non-existent. I know from some people have had, this is quite tough thing to talk about. Some people have successes, but it basically means trying. Some people go into bankruptcy because of it, remortgage their property, and it's not something that we're in a position to do at the moment, because it's just not. And so we've kind of just put a pause on it at the moment. And the last IVF treatment that I had, the doctor basically said to me I had 5% chance. 5% chance to, not the last one, the second one, 5% chance to ever get pregnant on my own. And I thought to myself, do you know what, 5% is not 0%, so because of that I'm going to do the third one. So that's how resilient I can be. However, it wasn't easy. Anyway, that's where we're at today. So I'm not going to talk through what the next steps will be, because at the moment I don't know. I'm just trying to process, what's happened, and this only happened as early as November, this last one, so it's still quite early doors for us and for me. But I will keep you guys in the loop with what happens in our future, whatever it may be. There's so many different options out there, and when I got my head around the fact that maybe I can't have my own physical biological child, but it doesn't mean that's the end of the road. There's so many options, and there's so many things we're looking into, so I'll keep you guys in the loop. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to shoot this video today as well is because I wished when I was younger than I was when I first started trying to get pregnant, people were talking more about people were talking more about the process, and people were talking about what you should be looking into as a woman if you want to have a child one day. So things like the age bracket, like the percentage of the chance of getting pregnant at certain age brackets. Until I started looking into it fully after the fact, I didn't know much about it. And I think people need to not be afraid to have the conversation. Don't be ashamed of it. Yes, you can't have kids, or you're going through a tougher time than the average woman would do, but be honest about it and talk about it, because you might be able to help somebody else. And it doesn't make you less of a woman. It doesn't make, just because your body's letting you down, it doesn't mean you're less of a woman or less of a person. So don't be hard on yourself. It is a very, very, very tough journey and very tough situation to be in, but it is not the end of the world. I promise you. You have to find ways of coping. Talk to people though, and speak to your doctors and speak to your therapists. And so if you're a woman around the age of 25, 26, and you know that you want to have children, probably even earlier, I'd say, I would start looking at how to make sure your body's nourished in the right way. I'll start looking at the things that will affect your body as a woman, will affect your fertility as a woman, because there's quite a few food types and certain things that I didn't know about. I really didn't know about it. Like for instance, soya. Soya is so bad for you if you are trying to have a baby. It literally does so much damage to your fertility. And that's just one type of food. There's so many different things that you can really look at. So I would implore you, don't think that when you're ready, it could just happen. You might want to be the lucky percentage that happens, and it does happen for a lot of people. But then there's another percentage of people that it doesn't happen for. So if you potentially could be in that percentage, then you just want to start now. It doesn't mean you go on now and have a child. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, just start looking after your body and start looking at what your body needs, and start paying attention to your body, because it's so important. And if there's other people out there who's also going through infertility as well, please keep talking about it, because the things that got me through is watching other people talking about it and reading about other people talking about it, and I wanted to contribute to somebody as well who is going through that. You know, just be honest, be open. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. Whew. That was a heavy one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was heavy. So anyway, that brings me to the end of this video today. I really hope I was able to help somebody out there, and I really hope what I said kind of made sense. And if there's more questions you'd like to ask, just leave me a comment down below and I will come back to you and try and answer the questions as much and with as much information as I can. But anyway, thank you again so much for tuning in today, and if you like this content, please don't forget to click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and click that notification button so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys soon. Okay? Bye.